SMT Nation, we back. We've got a story coming out of a Verizon T-Mobile squibble squabble of some sorts. Look, before I even get into this, I haven't even looked at this yet. I kind of want to just do like a reaction to it. T-Mobile talks a lot of smack. They talk a lot of shit about other competitors. That's just what they do. It goes back to the John Legere era like 10 years ago. And they really haven't changed. They've kind of been doing this for a while and it's become their trademark. If you're looking for a trash talking carrier, it's them. For the most part, the other competitors never really responded. Sprint used to kind of, but like it's pretty much just been T-Mobile talking shit about the industry. All right, regardless, now that that's kind of there, I'm sure some of you already knew of this. Verizon officially responds to T-Mobile's trash talking, and they say, "Just you wait." All right, let's see what this is about here. I think what we should probably look at though is it really about like like just you wait? Like what does this mean? All right, so I don't even know what they mean. Let's take a look. Verizon has seen the T-Mobile ads trash talking its 5G network. That emerged immediately in a conversation with Verizon's device technology vice president, Brian McComb, at Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit conference here recently. The quote here, "They're great at pointing out flaws for sure," McComb said after being presented with 2 bits of T-Mobile event swag, a flyer comparing that carrier's midband coverage on Maui to Verizon's low-band 5G here, accompanied by a magnifying glass with a Verizon ultra-wideband finder label. That's their focus. Good for them. But he countered, "Just you wait." He said, "We're going to have 175 million people covered with 60 megahertz of low-band C-band spectrum by the end of this year, a goal Verizon laid out in March, and that number ratchets up to 200 million by the first quarter of 2023. So he's citing the speed at which they are upgrading their network. It's true. Verizon is upgrading their network at a faster pace than T-Mobile ever did. The difference is, though, is that T-Mobile had a head start when they got the merger with Sprint to clear a few years ago. It basically gave them a jump on the competition. So while Verizon is definitely building out C-band faster than T-Mobile built anything, the fact is that T-Mobile just got to start a couple years ahead, so that's the case. Massive increase in capacity will follow from 60 megahertz to 290 megahertz in 2024. By 2024, the giant will have risen, is the quote. Wow, okay. It's great that they have a year to market, that they have this experience, Mukum said. It's not going to last very long. All right, so he's basically saying enjoy it while you can because that gap is going to be closing. It's essentially what I've been saying here on the channel for a while. There was going to be a nice little 16, 18, 20-month window where T-Mobile was essentially going to be building out their mid-band 5G network alone with no competitors having any spectrum. But once that 16, 18, 20-month window closed, it was going to close fast because Verizon was going to spend a lot of money and AT&T was going to spend a lot of money. And they've done exactly that. Exactly what we've predicted here on the channel is happening in front of our eyes. He added that the fastest connectivity is coming from millimeter wave. That is fact. The maximum people that are getting here at the conference is a gigabit on their network, he said, of T-Mobile's mid-band 5G. We're getting 4 gigabit. Yeah, it's true. The faster network is Verizon because of the millimeter wave scale, the millimeter wave build. He has not really saying anything that's not true. It's all pretty much fact. Additionally, he spoke to the C-band build and what's referred to as nationwide 5G, not the millimeter wave C-band coverage it markets as ultra-wideband 5G. But speaking about this at Hawaii is kind of interesting because C-band is not available on Hawaii. Those licenses are not available there. I'm sure it's probably has something to do with military and base operations. So him talking about C-band on Hawaii is kind of like, okay, well, that's important on the mainland, but not important on the islands. So I think that's kind of ironic and funny. Additionally, it says here, it's an ongoing build, talking about planes with the FAA, C-band, not harmful to airplanes. The airplanes need to have better receivers. So he's talking about the altimeters. C-band at the core, millimeter wave is a complement. Okay, so this is interesting. It says here, and this is the Verizon guy, he says they emphasize that it would serve as a complement, using that word at least 5 times. He acknowledged that it has range limits. You can't overcome the laws of physics. I think most people understand the limitations of millimeter wave at this point. It's better than we thought it would be. It's a lot better than some people think it is. People say that you have to have line of sight. People say that it only works for one block. It's better than that, but it is much more limited than midband, right? It's not even close. Midband, you get a full power band. It works for miles. Millimeter wave, you're going to have to work special magic to get it to work a mile, and it needs line of sight and all those things. So, these are legitimate limitations, but it is an absolute cheat code when it comes to creating capacity. There's nothing like millimeter wave. If you got to have capacity, millimeter wave is the truth. He said, we've evaluated it. There's places in neighborhoods where we're considering doing that for sure. And speaking about, how to build it and use repeaters and stuff like that. Verizon isn't a single solution corporation. Yeah, he ain't lying. Everybody wants Verizon to work magic with millimeter wave. It's true. We'll see where that goes. He also spoke to fixed wireless access, standalone 5G, and voice over NR. All right, this is interesting stuff here. All right, with respect to the home internet, fixed wireless access, the carrier reported 342,000 fixed wireless access subs in Q3. They now have over 1 million customers on that service. The service reaches 30 million households, 900 cities. Many of those customers churning from Comcast. And then, big cable and stuff like that. So they're basically competing for the same customers. He said, when asked about the Twitter ad saying that Verizon 5G homes vary throughout the day, that's the same thing that they were saying about the T-Mobile home internet. People just want choice. It's a growth vector for us, for sure. And Comcast knows that. Totally agree. I think Verizon just pointing out the very simple fact that people have venom towards big cable. He didn't say it that way, but it's true. People want choice. They absolutely do. Verizon is taking its time with technologies like standalone. All right. They're taking their time with voice over NR. He said that Verizon won't launch those things until dead certain that they won't come at the cost of reliability. I love this. T-Mobile is very different. T-Mobile will put stuff out on the commercial network that's experimental, that's trial, and not a finished bake cake, as they say. Verizon's not going to push anything out until it's ready for prime time and it actually performs well. So I commend them for that. Rushing to be first is not always the best, but bringing out something good is important. When somebody markets about an SA core, they're talking to the other carriers and they're talking to me and you. People do understand audio gapping and dropped calls. They sure do, folks. I said this a long time ago. I don't want standalone or voice over NR if it's going to be unreliable. And we're seeing that a lot with, some carriers who are experimenting with it. People will leave you in a hot second if you start messing with their voice. We'll launch it when it's ready. Ah, man, absolutely true. If my calls were dropping on my primary carrier, I would change my primary carrier. There's a lot of shade getting thrown at T-Mobile here, isn't there? Now, it is mild-mannered, I agree. This is not like brash or anything, but it's true. Verizon is answering to the trash talk, I guess, by citing facts. Closing the gap with C-band and mid-band 5G quickly. That is fact. Not launching SA until it's ready. Customers will leave you if your voice calling sucks. That is fact. A lot of people left T-Mobile because of poor calling and went to other carriers. So that is all fact. This man did speak a lot of fact. Pretty much most of it. He wasn't telling no lies. No cap, as the kids are saying. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. I don't know how bad of trash talking it is from the Verizon side. Doesn't seem that bad, but yeah, T-Mobile will throw shade. But no doubt, most of what this man is saying about the Verizon network compared to the T-Mobile network is absolutely true. It's very, very hard to deny that. Anything that somebody says otherwise is probably just situational at best. Nationally, Verizon is a reliable network. They don't take chances when it comes to the things that got their bread buttered over the last 20 years. Comment down below. You all the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, subscribe for more. Turn on that bell notification icon so you never miss an upload. Links in the description for all things going on with the channel. Words of positivity for you as we leave out this video today. Every new day is an opportunity to be great. Go out there and be great. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.